this is Miss Crute. I'm going to show you how to do the bubble letters for the graffiti drawing that we're doing this week. So you should have already made the background, which is this kind of brick background, and you can add some little details if you want. So I'm going to put that off to the side, and then I'm going to show you how to do the bubble letters for your main part of your drawing. So here we go. On a separate sheet of paper from your background, we are going to start. I'm going to make 2 horizontal lines. And I'm drawing lightly so that I can erase this eventually. And this is just a guide to keep it so that your letters are all roughly the same size, okay? And you want to use a lot of the paper because the middle of our background is pretty open. So we don't want our name super tiny in the middle, okay? All right, I'm doing my last name, but you need to do your first name. So I'm going to start. I'm also going to put a line lightly through the center. And that's going to help me stay even. Okay, now I'm going to write my name in all caps, almost touching the top and the bottom of each of my lines. And you're going to want to do this lightly because eventually you're going to erase these lines. I'm pressing hard so that you can see. Okay, put them close together because we want them to overlap. All right. Now, from here, we're going to put a bubble around each letter. So, I'm going to go in and go around each of my letters. And I want them to touch in between each one. Okay. Made my U a little bit too tall, so I'm not going to go much higher than what I originally drew. There we go. If you need to adjust at all, that's fine too. Now, I drew pretty dark inside here, but I'm going to go in and erase those lines where I originally wrote my name. It's okay if you can still see a little bit, because we're going to eventually color these in. If you want, you can go in and add little highlights, which is like where the light hits a balloon, the shiny spot. You can add those around to your letters if you want, to the tops and the bottoms. Okay, I'm going to trace in Sharpie. Do not color in those highlights. Those should stay white. You can use a marker to trace yours or a black crayon. That is up to you. All right, I'm not going to go over each one because you guys know how to outline. So for the coloring portion, we're going to be doing kind of a gradient, which is when one color blends into another. And this works best when you use analogous colors, or colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So I'm going to use the warm colors, which would be yellow, orange, and red for mine. And so I'm going to just show you how to do it on the C. I'm going to start with my lightest color at the top. Yours will be erased better so that you can't see that pencil line, but I'm trying to hurry so that this video isn't too long. Okay, and so when you're coloring, you don't want a straight line. You kind of want little parts of the color to hang down. That's going to help you blend your next color with this one. So now moving on to the color that's next to yellow on the color wheel, which would be orange. And I'm going to actually kind of color on top of where I've already colored. So see, this is why it's important that you don't push super hard when you draw in pencil. There we go. Now I'm going to switch to my last color, which is what's next to orange on the color wheel, and that's going to be red. And see how I'm kind of blending them on top of one another. That's how we make our gradient. And there we go. I'd probably go in and work on that a little bit more. And then I just go, you can do all the yellow at the top of each letter and then move on. That might be a little bit faster. Okay, and when you're finished, you're going to cut out around your name, or if you wanted to put like a bubble around it, it could be like a cloud or a zigzag line or whatever. It can do that, and then you don't have to cut around each letter, or you can, so that part's up to you, okay? And when you're finished and it's cut out, you'll tape or glue it to your background. Okay? All right. When you're finished, take a picture and send it to me. Have fun.